Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Gaskins here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Wanted to pop in. Just got back in off the road a little bit. So I owed the Blessed Tribe a Q&A. For those of you in the Blessed Tribe, appreciate you, and the Blessed Business Tribe too, as well. Although that's something a little separate. And the wrench by your names, those are moderators, the ones with the wrench. Those moderators are those individuals who they have a little more control over here. They could put people in timeout and they could delete messages in the chat and things of that nature. So shout out to the moderators. Appreciate the moderators helping me out. And ain't gonna be long tonight, probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'm looking at my son and studying. So when he get done studying, that let me know I got to get off, because that means he going to bed. But ain't no sense of me getting off here as long as he up studying. So as you know, with the Blessed Tribe, you'll see under my videos a little button. If you're not in the Blessed Tribe but you watching the live, it's a little button that says join. And then we have the Blessed Tribe, and we do these Q&As for the Blessed Tribe. And then the Blessed Business Tribe, that's where I'm giving a lot of 6- and 7-figure business tips and ideas for those who are entrepreneurs or want to become entrepreneurs and kind of doing both. That's where we have that at. My email is support at tonygaskins.com if you asking me. Let me see. God says he's not big on calling much. Says prefer texting and seeing in person. Says don't get mad if he goes silent when on the phone when we do talk or FaceTime, but not as much as I prefer. Thoughts? Says don't get mad. That means he's not ready for a relationship. And that'll put you in a lot of pain with dealing with a guy like that. It'll have you frustrated. You'll be angry. So if a man is still, childlike in his mind to where he doesn't know how to express himself, he doesn't know how to court a woman, it really means he doesn't deserve a woman and he doesn't deserve a relationship. He got to learn that that's an area he has to grow in. And if he's unwilling to grow in that area and he just wants a woman to, just put up with his nothingness, then you got to leave him where he's standing at and let somebody else deal with him. Make sure you put the hashtag Q in front of your question so I can identify the question. And try to keep just questions in the chat so I can see the questions. I know y'all saying, good evening and all of that right now, but I get that right there. Left my boyfriend since he was inconsistent during the second chance. He didn't call for days, not opening up to me, etc. Right move to leave. Yeah, you did the right thing. You did the right thing. Boyfriend and girlfriend, those are situations that you're supposed to leave. A lot of time we fight for a girlfriend, a boyfriend, when that's just a trial period. That's the time where you can be quick to leave. You can, shut it down quick because you're getting to know somebody. It's marriage where you really want to turn every stone before you leave. No seminars in Tampa or any city. I don't do live seminars right now. Just, what we got going on in the world. So if you go to TonyGaskinsAcademy.com, I'm doing Zoom seminars. So all the seminars they're virtual right now. So we're doing the different age groups and the single moms dating, talking about just what to look out for, ways to move when you're a single mom and you getting out here on the dating scene. That's next Monday night. So y'all can sign up for the Zoom seminars on TonyGaskinsAcademy.com if you missed the last ones for the different age groups. Hi, Tony. A 17-year-old booked a teenager coaching session with me. Is it okay to coach her if the parent didn't book the session? God bless you, heaven sent. I'm pretty sure the parent booked the session or gave the money for the session. If you want, you could send an email, to the person and say, hey, I would have to speak to your parent, you know, first before doing the session. So you could do that to, get consent. But it's not like you giving a tattoo or something. So it's not like, as long as you're not doing nothing crazy. It's not like, you know, you giving a tattoo or something like that. So at 17, even in with relationships, age of consent is 16. They not even putting people in jail. I just seen the young lady, Honey Boo Boo, 16 years old, post her 20-year-old boyfriend. I'm like, how is that legal? But with coaching, it's virtual. You're not in person. It's by phone. So you can, if you feel like, hey, let me talk to your mom first, then you could do that and set that up. But you know, that's the reason of my mentor dot life. That's the reason why I want to do it virtual, so that it decreases, physical interaction, coming on people physically, and you have your space, and can't be touching or getting touched, you know, all that right there. That's why I feel like the space is going in coaching to virtual. Diane, God bless you. Toxic men usually likes to leave the door open. He put me on hold, never cut me off. I blocked him completely, wondering how would he be feeling. Well, Diane, that's the mistake that you making, is sitting and wondering how he's feeling, and then also paying to ask a question about him is cementing that thought in your mind. And so you're going about this thing the wrong way. What you should be doing is asking questions about you, reading books, taking courses, watching the videos, and not sitting and pondering about him, because that kind of nullifies your decision if you sit and give him rent-free space in your mind. So I don't want to, reinforce that, and go ahead and move on. Don't worry about how he feeling and what he doing and all of that. Move on, because you can't really make sense of toxic people. That's like trying to wrap your head around something that you didn't create. Wendy, God bless you. Can I do a course teaching people how to find their specific calorie macro needs? Does it need to be a time limit in order to charge? Um, well, Wendy, first you want to make sure that you're certified in that area, and because when you're dealing with people's body, it's a lot of liability there, because sometimes we learn stuff for ourselves, but when you talking about the body and macro needs and all of that, if I'm understanding what you're talking about, it sounds like nutrition. And if that's the case, then you want to, oh yeah, because calorie, macro needs, you want to be very careful with that, because with courses, a lot of people don't understand what you're saying. They don't understand what you're talking about. Like, even with my courses, the customer service is always a zoo. And so people is like, hey, I can't do this. I don't understand that. And my stuff is really simple. So when you get into that, somebody could just misunderstand what you're saying, and they could be calorie deficient and pass out. And then their family say, hey, well, they took this course by this person right here. Oh, well, we finna sue, because, passed out, and now they in a comatose state trying to follow this, online course about. So you got to be very careful with that type of stuff when it's dealing with health and things like that. Sometimes, you know, it may be another course that's more general, um, that can kind of move you a little closer to where it's an open type course, to where it's more general and people can get it for free, get on your mailing list, and then can book you for one-on-one sessions, to where you can assess them personally if you certified dietitian or nutritionist or whatever it will be. Kelia J, God bless you now. God bless you. Madam, you missed my super chat. Let's see if I can find that. Okay, I see that. I'm going through a divorce and he's making it super hard. I'm trying to keep cool head for the kids, but it's so hard. Any tips? Well, in a situation like that, that's not really, when it's dealing with marriage and divorce and things of that nature, you really need to invest in coaching because you got to be able to talk through that. This right here type of Q&A, me not knowing your mental makeup, me not knowing what he's put you through, what you're going through, just general cool down techniques like counting backwards from 10 or going on a walk or, picturing your kids, whatever, that may not work for you. So whenever you are dealing with a marriage issue, this really more so for dating issues. The clear-cut marriage issues are like when you've just been cheated on over and over again or going through this and that, then it's like, okay, you need to leave. But other things in marriage, you really want to do your due diligence and invest in yourself in the form of a coaching session so that you can really talk through it and really be heard. And it's all about you, and it's several questions being asked, and you can create a plan, a action plan that you can act on. I have to be careful when I'm advising on marriage and divorce because that's God's union, and it's not always very clear cut. Lotus Flower, God bless you. Baby daddy doesn't help with anything, but once our son holidays and birthdays, I allow it, but feel it's unfair. I do all the hard work. He has it easy. What to do? Well, you got to stop doing what you feel is unfair. Birthdays and holidays, those are days that we remember. We don't really remember the other 360 days. We remember Christmas, we remember birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, we remember those things. So if he wants a child on Father's Day, okay, great. Birthday, if y'all want to do half and half of the day, or you do a party and he comes over, Christmas, especially if he's not helping. If he's not helping, he's not doing any of the heavy lifting, he's not helping financially, then he can't just get the glory days. And so in situations like that, you got to create a win-win situation. And if he's unwilling to do that, then that's when you got to put your foot down, go to court, let the judge hash it out. And, a lot of times we don't want to do that. Make sure you put a hashtag Q in front of your question. Now, if you do one of these blessing questions where you send in a financial blessing, you don't have to put a hashtag on that because it come up in that little colorful bubble. What do you think about a woman initiating contact with a guy on a dating app? How do you test and see if he is a guy that can take initiative too? Well, I see you new here. God bless you. Thank you for being here. I'm not the one that, y'all hold on right quick. Got something in my throat. All right. had them throat hat went out on me. For one, you new here, so I don't believe in dating apps. You should not be on dating apps. Dating apps is like being a gazelle, and it's like a dating app for a woman is like a gazelle walking into a lion's den. A gazelle is the lunch of a lion. So I don't condone dating apps. They're not made well enough. They don't have enough, safe zones in them. They're not built the right way for relationships. It's a smorgasbord. It's a buffet for women who don't know what they're doing in a dating relationship. And it's men who are sharks, smelling blood in the water. And so, for one, never get on a dating app unless it's your last option in the world. And then two, never initiate contact with a man, because the man is the one who has to get on one knee and ask for a woman's hand in marriage. So if he can't pursue you, if he can't contact you, then he's not your husband. And if he don't see you, then he's not your husband. But don't listen to the three women who contacted a man and then it turned out, it worked out, because that's an exception to the rule. Do I tell X I can't handle his on and off convo, or just block and move on? We are on better terms now, but he's told me he's talking to someone new recent. You got to block him and move on. You got to block him and move on. The key word is X. And you keep dealing with an X, you got to move on with your life. Stop dealing with exes. Talonda, God bless you. Single 4 years, healed, worked on the 3Bs, recently been pretty down about being single. How to handle this? Well, you're not working on your 3Bs if you down, because one of the 3Bs is your brain. So if you get knowledge and you reading books, that should produce confidence. If you're investing in yourself, that's going to produce confidence. Another B is brand. So if you start a company or you climbing the ranks at your job and you getting another certification or another degree, that's going to motivate you. If you start your nonprofit organization, you write your book, that's going to motivate you. So you're not investing in yourself enough. You're not putting enough work in on yourself and creating something that's bigger than you, so that you get excited about the journey and the task and what you're trying to accomplish. You just kind of living and going day to day, and you doing just enough to get by, and you living a mediocre existence. And when you live in a mediocre existence, it'll depress you. So your goals got to be bigger than you. And that's why I say all the time, I say I'm a um I'm a billionaire, because that's so far fetched. It's really not a lot of billionaires that look like me. It's not a lot that's, young. And so I say that because it stretches my mind. It keeps me involved. It keeps me invigorated. It keeps a goal in front of me. And so we get down and we get sad when we don't give our lives purpose, something to work for, something to shoot for, that's bigger than us. Hey T, miss my super chat. When y'all, if you do that, when you put that in there, instead of paying, just write your question in the next one too. But what y'all have to understand about these are free Q&As. So when you give a donation, that's a donation. This not a paid Q&A. So don't y'all put a donation if that's not money that you can't afford to lose. It's not a paid Q&A. This a free Q&A. This for the Blessed Tribe. People who pay $1.99 a month to be in the Blessed Tribe. So a lot of y'all coming in and y'all paying for these questions, and you're not even in the Blessed Tribe. And then so I'm missing that. And you got to realize it's a lot of questions in this here chat. So just post your question for free in there if you ain't got that right there to lose. You see what I mean? Because I don't ask for donations, and I don't do one-on-one sessions, so I want y'all to understand this is a free Q&A. Child's father. See this one right here. And YouTube, they need to set this timer on these questions. When y'all do send a blessing in, they have them go so fast, and they don't put all of them at the top. Some of them they put in the chat, but it's 1,000 questions in the chat, so it get lost. YouTube need to have it to where if you pay to submit something, that it stay on my screen until I exit off. Child father wants son 3 years to live with him. He lives in the South Side, kind of dangerous, and listen to bad music / party. I said no, but also feel like son need to be around a man. I don't trust his friends either. For one, a son don't need to be around a man. A man is essential, but if he live if he's not living right, then he's not a man. And if he live in the South Side, sound like you talking about the South Side of Chicago, to where your son could walk outside and get hit in a drive-by, then you would be a fool to send him to that area, knowing that that could happen. And it's like, okay, if the daddy want him to live over there, the daddy ought to be trying to come out that hood, stop listening to the trash music, stop hanging around lowlifes and bombs if he want to be a role model in his son's life. You know, sometimes a man just want to be in his son's life because he want the child to be an accessory. He want the child to be, oh, he cute, oh, you taking care. And guess what? I heard a couple of you rappers say, you don't take care of your kids, we can't talk. And so some of these men want to have a child just to say, oh, I take care of my kid, not realizing that taking care of your child meaning being an example that your child could look up to. So if you cursing like a sailor, if you smoking like a chimney, if you drinking like a fish, if you clubbing like a DJ, then you still not a father, you still not a man, you still not a mom, you still not a good parent, just because your child is in your presence. And so that's what people got to understand. And at the end of the day, whoever the court gives sole custody to, it's that person to protect that child. You can't get caught up in grown folks' feelings and he want that child, but it's like if he ain't doing what it take for that child to be in a safe space, then he don't need that child. And you can't put that child in there because I think it look like you say your son 2 or 3. You don't need no man. They don't even know the difference between man and woman yet. Like 3 years old, maybe at 7, 8, 9, he might need more interaction with his daddy, learning about manhood, but he ain't gonna learn about manhood if the baby daddy is a grown boy, immature. Brittany Court, God bless you. My boyfriend of almost a year has been pretty consistent and loving to me. He is handsome, and I fear in time he will get bored of just me. Any advice for longevity/faith? Well, that's the thing right there is you can't operate from fear. If you fear that, then that's what's gonna come upon you. You can't move in fear. And you gotta realize that we're not built to just be jumping from person to person. We want routine, we want consistency. Yeah, he could get bored, he could lust or what have you, but you can't get caught up in that if you know you doing what you can do. If you know you respecting yourself, you're a respectable person, you're a loving, good-hearted, kind-hearted person. You can't get caught up in, his insecurity or what he, going through and him being a grown boy and all of those things. You can't get caught up in that. You just got to live your life. Okay, that was Cam L right there. Baby daddy doesn't help with anything but want our son. I seen that one. What do you think about a woman? If she ain't contact, I seen that one. Do I tell ex I can't handle his on and off convo? Yeah, seen that one. I'm 26. Why do men who are 15 to 20 plus years older than me seem to be the only ones who approach me? Well, at 26, the day men really not even ready to date. And these 26-year-old men right now, they so caught up in social media and on that cell phone that they almost brain dead to real life, real communication. They so into 2K, the video game, and so into Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok that they really almost don't know how to function in the real world. Like back in the day, when I was coming up and before that, we really didn't have all these phones. Cell phones started to come around. I mean, first time I seen the cell phone, my uncle came to my house. That cell phone was this big. He had a cell phone in his hand. Like, what in the world is that? I'm like you walk around with a VCR. And so, and then when we got a cell phone, it just had a little snake game on it, if that. And you just text message. The ink used to bleed in the sun. I flipped my phone open one time and the phone just disintegrated. All the ink just disintegrated. I was like, wow, the world sprint doing. And so today, it's so much technology. I remember my daddy said, the Bible say, the world is weaker and wiser. I don't know if that's actually in the Bible, but what that meant to me by weaker and wiser, meaning that the more technology we have, the dumber we get. The smarter our phones get, the dumber we get. And so, with you 26 years old, you up against a lot. You know, you up against a lot. And unless a man got purpose, he got focus. Like I work with college athletes who, you know, in their 20s, in their early 20s. And now quite a few of them that I work with, that I mentor, they got a full-time girlfriend. Like live with them, talk to them every day. But that's because these guys want to go to the pros. And so they locked in and focused on a purpose. And so that woman give them consistency and, you know, routine and just a sense of peace because they don't have time to be just jumping around. But when these men without a purpose, they're not trying to approach no woman, especially no 26. And then them older men, they trying, like Stella got her groove back. They like Stedman got his groove back. You know, they want to get their groove back. So they want them a pretty young thing that they could throw a few dollars at and get you wrapped up so he could feel young again. Midlife crisis. Megan Rowe, God bless you. Cute guy in my class. Saw him looking at me. He was walking in the hall. I greeted him with hello and asked about the class project. That's it. Was this too forward? Not really. Because you played it off about that class project, you know, that ain't too bad. That's different than saying, hey, I saw you in class, you know, wanted to speak to you. You wouldn't happen to be single, would you? Like, that'll be a little too forward. Oh, speaking of, shout out to the lady who had the flight attendant give me a note today to just share with me how the videos and things have helped change your life. And then and the lady said to me, just in case you recognize my name, I've sent you a blessing to your Cash App before. And I went to Cash App and searched your name and sure enough saw several blessings that you sent to me. And that really floored me, you know, and I really appreciate that because I woke up, I was asleep the whole time on that flight. And I woke up and the flight attendant came and handed me a letter and say, hey, it's a young lady in coach. And she said that you're an inspiration, you bless her life, and she told us to give you this. And I ain't read it till I got home. It was like a Leah 4-page letter, and I said, man, and that's only happened to me 2 or 3 times on the plane. So that really means a lot, and that right there, that keep me going because as y'all see, answering all these questions, it get a little draining. It get a little hard. Sometimes I get frustrated. Sometimes I get tired. Because typically people come on live just to talk at the screen. But when I come on here, I try to answer questions, and that's real. It tug on you. You know, it tug on you. And especially when some of the stuff for me is, you know, it's cut and dry. But I know when you in it, it's a little harder to see your way out. And so, you know, I really appreciate that. Now let me see now, cause now listen, this is a free Q&A. So when folks send a blessing, I try to prioritize it and get to see it, but they delete it. My boyfriend been pretty okay. I seen that one too. So I think I done caught up. On the ones who sent a blessing in there. So let me try to get to the regular chat. Do you mind taking a glance at my pic? Does it look like too much? Should I not use a profile pic? Appreciate your help. You should use a profile pic, but I can't see you on here really. Y'all picture so small, but I can't see you. And I really don't answer those questions when y'all ask me to take a look at it because I am married. And so I don't like looking at women and judging a woman and reading a woman. So if you notice when I answer those questions, it's not solicited of me. The woman is asking me a different question. And then I will comment on her image, like what she's showing, what she portraying. But I don't answer those questions when they are solicited, just because I can't tell the difference between the spirits. And so it could be, and it's no offense to the pure spirits, but it could be Jezebel spirits that say, hey, can you look at me and tell me what you see? And then if I do see Jezebel, what I'm supposed to say? Well, I look like I see Jezebel. Look like I see Delilah. Look like I see Bathsheba out there bent over in that water, trying to show some booty off. Now that ain't what Bathsheba did. You know, David just was a little thirsty. Alondra, God bless you. A blessing for the Queen's birthday. Bless you now, bless you. Now that thing floored me how y'all blessed my wife. How y'all sent them blessing for my wife. You know, that really floored me. I really appreciate you. Hey Tony, my boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years, and he's been saying for years, I need to propose first. And I'm so tired of it. I'm ready to give up. I need help. Um, mm, mm. Now, if I'm reading this right, it sounds like you saying, and Mauricia, put this in the regular chat without paying. Tell me, are you saying that your boyfriend telling you that you need to propose to him first? It is, if I'm reading this right, because if so, you need to pack your stuff and leave. If that's what he telling you, because you got your old lame. You got your old fruity booty. I'm even sure he. Hey, listen, he don't even want no relationship. That man don't even want no relationship. Alondra, bless you now, bless you. Sasha is royal, bless you. When should a father share with his daughters that he's met and has married someone, 18 and 13, live in another country? Well, if they live in another country, then I'm not really sure, that's even really necessary because it don't really affect them. I mean, they in a whole nother country. That just kind of, it sounds like the mama want the daddy to tell the daughters some business that don't affect them at all because they're in a whole nother country, so that the daughters could get upset with the daddy and be mad with him for moving on from their mama. But it's like, keep a child in a child's place. If it's a whole nother country, it's different if they got to go live with the woman, if they got to be cohabitating, but a whole nother country, that's not even really real, So it's like sometimes as adults, we can't make what makes sense to us make sense for kids, make sense for, young adults. I know one of them 18, but it's like, if they don't have that kind of, if he's not telling them, that means they don't have a relationship. So it's like, why would he just be telling something to somebody that he don't even know? Like, he really don't even know his daughters like that, So it's like, as sometimes as parents, we want something to be a certain way for the kids because it makes sense to us as adults, not realizing that the children, they might, I don't care about that. Like, okay, and like, those your feelings. You hurt that he moved on. You see what I mean? The kid might be like, listen, I understand you hurt that he in another country and he with another woman, but that don't affect my life. Like, I don't even know this man. You see what I mean? So you have to, sometimes we got to get ourselves out the way. Ashleen, God bless you. Hey, Tony, I had a long-term, 7 years, boyfriend. Near the end of the relationship, he told me he didn't deserve me and hates himself. My intuition told me he was unfaithful, and I left him. Can you explain? Not really. can't really explain that, but I can say that that was not your man, that was not your husband. Cause 7 years, a 7 year boyfriend, that's a dead giveaway right there. That's not your husband, and so understand that. Uh, Denise, God bless you, now Denise. I ain't sure if you meant to put a question with that. Hey, instead of scrolling all the way back up, I'm just gonna grab this here last question that's at the bottom down there. And then y'all just keep posting your questions. Just repost it um, back in there. Do you believe that when you keep giving someone the benefit of the doubt, you are dishonoring yourself? Yes. Yes, you are. Because even in the court of law, we got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. So in the court of love, you shouldn't have to keep giving the benefit of doubt because you're dealing with a human being who can do the right thing. They could do right. They know right from wrong. They could do the right thing. So you shouldn't have to keep giving the benefit of doubt. I can see if you do that one time, 2 times ought to be the most. But if you keep having to give the benefit of doubt, then you're getting played. So you got to understand that. 26, working on the 3Bs, but I'm healing very slow from past and that I, yeah, sis, that's a little too deep on here now. This is not Tony Tube. Now when I get on Tony Tube, we could dive into that. This here is YouTube. Okay, so on YouTube, you can't even say certain words on here. Okay, so y'all listen. Y'all, some of this stuff, they don't get all deep and all like that. That's for therapy. That's for therapy. It's just kind of what we doing is just surface level, fly by night, just a little light Q&A. Okay, this right here is that we ain't going all super duper deep now because for one, that's private business. That's bedroom business. That's deep stuff, and it's a whole audience on here. You know what I mean? Your coworker could be on here watching this and recognize your face, and now they at work. Yeah, yeah, she went through this. Yeah, did you know? Look at her. You can see it on her. Oh, don't look. She look. You see what I mean? So this the World Wide Web. It's the World Wide Web, and that's why I try to tell y'all, like, listen. So I do a lot on here for free, but I want y'all to understand, in order to really grow, in order to really get what you need out of life, you're gonna have to go to that next level. You're gonna have to invest in yourself. It's coaches on mymentor.life for $25 an hour. And they'll talk to you a whole hour and y'all could uncover some stuff. Y'all could really talk through some things. So when I say do the work, I mean really sit down, get you a book, read through that book, get you a notepad, write notes, highlight in the book, get you a coach at whatever your budget is. If you can't save $25, then you have a whole nother set of problems that you need to be focused on. I remember sometimes people used to reach out, Tony, I ain't got $10 for the book. I say, listen, you worrying about the wrong thing then. You shouldn't even be thinking about no relationship. If you can't save up $10, you got to get your job, get your grind, get that in order before you worry about love. You see what I mean? So listen, I want y'all to be able to do the work, invest in yourself, get you a coach. I'm not doing one-on-one sessions right now, but we got, I think, about 700 coaches on mymentor.life, where you could go on mymentor.life, click browse coaches, and then it's going to come up a list, but above that, it's going to apply filters. When you click that filter, you could select the topic that you want coaching on, and then you hit apply filter, and it's going to bring up the coaches on that subject, and then you read their bios, see who bio you like, who you get a trustworthy vibe from, and then book that coach. And if you don't like that coach, then book a different coach. You don't like that one, book a different till you find the right coach for you. Just like when you're looking for a job, looking for a pair of shoes, looking for somewhere to live, you got to go through, look at different things before you find the right fit. You find the right fit, and then you work with that coach until you get your goals and you get your life in order. And Denise, God bless you. God bless you. Now, Denise, look like you sent another blessing on there now. God bless you now. Restoration. I met a guy. He seems nice. However, he tends to call at later times. Is this a red flag? Or am I overreacting with my boundaries by not answering? You're not overreacting with your boundaries. You got to have boundaries. You got to respect your boundaries. You got to make people respect your boundaries. And so, with him calling late, that either means he worked the graveyard shift and he can talk to you while he at work away from his woman, or that means he talking to other women in the earlier hours of the day, giving them the decent hours, and then giving you the graveyard shift hours because you number 2 or number 3 or number 4 on his roster. And if it's not other women, then he preoccupied. He got too much going on in the decent hours of the day and calling you in the trash hours of the day. And so you got to let him go on about his business. And just let him know, like, listen, I don't answer the phone after 9 p.m. So if you want to talk, you got to call me before 9 p.m. And let him know, because sometimes a man will call you late too, because a certain time of night ain't nothing open but legs and a McDonald's drive-through. So if you answering the phone certain time of night, it let him know that you on freaky time, that you nasty. That conversation finna get out of order. You see what I mean? So that's also a test, because that voice get low at late at night. That voice get a little raspy, got a little breath on you, and things start to get a little out of control on that phone late at night. So sometimes men want to talk to you that time of night just to get you out your little element. New date said he will bring flowers on the date, but doesn't. Instead, saying I should have reminded him to buy flowers. Well, sis, you worried about the wrong thing. You worry about the wrong thing. Like, don't get caught up on movies. Don't get caught up on him reaching over to unlock the door, and him having a flower and all this right here. And that stuff don't matter. None of that stuff matter. Listen to his conversation. How much do he drink alcohol when y'all on the date? How much does he curse? Do he cut you off all the time when you talking? Is he over talking you? Is he attentive? Like, pay attention to the stuff that matter. Cause a player, a pimp, will bring you a bouquet of roses. You see what I mean? So y'all got to really know what matter and what don't matter. Pastor J, God bless you. Now, my marriage doesn't have much romance. When I tell hubby, he says I don't do romantic things either. I don't because he doesn't. Thoughts? Well, you could lead by example, being that you're married. You could try to do something romantic and then see if he reciprocates. In marriage, you can't have an ego. In marriage, is equal. In marriage, it's not like, I always say, don't give a boyfriend husband benefits. But in marriage, it's okay to initiate. It's okay for a woman to initiate in marriage. It's okay for you to shoot your shot to see what you could try, because you may be teaching him how to love. Because I just did a video on romanticism now the other day, and why men aren't very romantic. So watch that video. All your answers in there. And so, you got to understand that like right before this here live, my wife sent me a message. So I ain't gonna be on this live too long till my son go to bed. But when in marriage, it ain't no keeping score. There ain't no, oh, let me just sit here and wait till I get served. It's like he could be raised so cold that he don't know how to be warm. He could have been raised by savages. He could have been raised by the wolves. Like, he could have saw all kind of abuse in his household. He could have been in a single parent household and never saw love. So it's like, when you marry, if you know better, then you do better. And when you do better, if he don't pick up what you putting down, then that lets you know he's not invested in the marriage, and he's smart enough to see what could be done and what should be done. And if he's not doing that, now you got you a real problem, and you could go ahead and pull on back. Okay, I like the way they did Watch Amber thing, it's a member for 18 months. And Amber Washington, just want to say thank you for all you do. Blessings on blessings to you and the family. Hey, God bless you now. God bless you. Appreciate you now. Sabine, forgive me if I'm saying your name wrong now. Question. Men today, particularly the millennials born between the 80s and 90s, 35, successful, and now feeling like I may need to have a baby unconventionally. Time, help, please. Well, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor, get them eggs checked out. And see if the doctor tell you, hey, these eggs here is over easy. Like one of my clients, call her eggs. See what the doctor say about your fertilization. And then you could process that next step. But don't just be in your head and panicking. Cause anytime I go to talking about, a woman could be getting up in age, women wanna just rip me a new one. Tony, a woman can have a baby at 53. I'm like, well, if you can have a baby at 53, then why so many 35-year-olds bother me, upset by they clock ticking? If you just so fertile in your 50s, you see what I'm saying? I be lost on how the woman body work and what's going on. So I say instead of getting stressed and worried and jumping the gun, go talk to your doctor. Go talk to a doctor. Get checked out. See what the doctor say. Cause that right there. That's science right there. That's not something that a life coach could really tell you what to do. Lotus, God bless you. What are the benefits of a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, and how long should you date before marriage in this day and age? Lotus, I think you knew here. Now, all these questions is already in the YouTube video. So y'all really need to just go to YouTube school on my channel. Every question y'all ask me, I already answered it in a YouTube video. I just want to let y'all know that now, just in case. Just in case y'all didn't know. I looked at my channel the other day. It said I got 1,000 videos. I say, what? When? Where? Thing say I got 1,000 videos. You know what kind of catalog of learning that is? Because it's all learning. 1,000 videos. That's more videos than a university got. 1,000 videos now. So listen, it ain't no excuse for y'all to have any stone unturned in this here love and relationship. So understand that now. But the benefits of a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship is you getting to know each other. So what you looking for is this person character traits, their personality traits. You're looking for how their mindset is, their temperament. You're looking for their choices, their habits, and you paying attention to that. And so that's what you have to do. Now look what Share 8 said. She say hashtag is water wet. Hashtag Q is water wet. She's saying now what she's saying. Stop asking them is water wet questions now. And she ain't saying that. That's what I'm saying. Stop asking them is water wet question. And so that's what that's for. And dating today, a man knows if a woman is wife material, if a woman is his wife, a man knows that by the 12-month mark. Because by the 12-month mark, you've had enough time to go through the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs. Nearly the full range of emotions have been shown in 12 months. So a man knows by that 12-month mark if this woman is his wife. That does not mean he's in love. That does not mean he's ready for marriage. But it does mean he will know if you are a wife. So for y'all that's dating, so at the most, I used to say by the 12-month mark, a man need to be proposing. I had to change that because of dating apps and social media and just how dumb the world is making us with all the technology. So by the 24-month mark, really by between 12 and 18 months, a man need to be proposing. And then you need to be married. If you over the age of 25 and you dating a man that is 25 or older, if you are his wife, he will marry you typically within 3 years. There are exceptions to the rules. The exceptions to the rule that I've been seeing are pro athletes who make tens of millions of dollars. I could think of two guys I know personally who make tens of millions of dollars. Both of them make over 20 million a year. They took they took, well, one, I don't even know if he took that long. They're probably between 3 and 5 years. Now the other one probably I'm thinking of probably was around between um, 6 and 12 years. But and there is hesitancy. There is hesitancy when a man takes longer than 3 years, because that's really not an excuse either. But a lot of time we raised in dysfunction. Certain races or certain demographics, certain socioeconomic levels, you raised in dysfunction, so you don't see a healthy marriage or you don't see marriage, and so you don't know what it looks like and you don't feel comfortable. But I just saw the quarterback Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. He making millions of dollars, and he got married before he went to the NFL. Right after college, he got married. And I worked with a top college sports team, and I remember one of our managers, I met him and he was like 22 years old. Now both of these guys are white, and typically in America, the white experience is a little different than other experiences. And I met this guy, he had a ring on. I'm like, "You married?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "When you got married?" He's like, "We got married in our sophomore year of college." I'm like, "What? In your sophomore year of college?" And so I was like, a man knows, and a man could get married. So it's like when you dating, don't be out here dating 50 million years. Career dating, waiting on somebody your whole life. And the number one piece of advice you would tell every woman: keep your legs closed. Keep your legs closed. Because the one thing that a man wants from a woman more than anything else is what's between your legs. And a lot of times women don't realize that. A lot of times women downplay what's between their legs, and they think a man want personality, a man want conversation, a man want a woman who could cook, a man want this or that, want your mind, and want, no, he want what's between your legs. So if you keep your legs closed, you have kept all your power. You done kept all your power. And so many women jumping into bed on the first night, first week, first month, first 3 months, first 6 months. And when you do that for the man, the journey is over, the challenge is over. And so men know that it is of the essence that we work for a woman's heart. That a man earns your heart before he gets your body. That a man earns your trust, that he earns your love, that he earns your heart before he gets your body. And so many women don't understand that men are just ticking for their bedroom, because we wired to replenish the earth. So that is the number one command in a man's mind: replenish the earth. Like, and so it's a drive that is extremely strong. It's extremely strong. And that's what a man going for. And a lot of men, because we're not raised right, we're not being raised, we're just growing up, we're not being raised. A lot of men don't understand the way to go about winning a woman's heart, getting a woman's trust. And a lot of men don't understand the order that intercourse should be put in. And a lot of men will put intercourse before love. And that's like putting the cart before the horse. And men don't realize the idiocracy in that. Or even when they do, if the woman don't realize it, the man not going to make her hip to, this is idiotic for us to be in the bed before we even in love. Because when you get in the bed, you could alter your whole life. When you get in the bed, you could catch a disease, you can have a child, you get a emotional bond, meaning, it could be a toxic bond. You do all of this in the bed and you don't even have love. And we doing stuff backwards. So when you keep that goal, that prize, that gift, when you keep that wrapped up and he got to unwrap it by getting to know you, building a real relationship, in that time period, he falls in love. So now when y'all actually get into bed, you're not having that, you making love because y'all done fell in love and you know each other and you together and y'all married. Or, for those y'all don't believe like that, God bless you. Alicia S., God bless you. Dating a guy for 8 months. First online dating experience in my 40s. His initial approach was, I'm looking for a wife. 3 weeks ago, he says, I don't feel like talking. Now silence. I don't know men in their 40s. I didn't know men in their 40s were ghosting. Well, now you know. Well, now you know. And just like I said earlier, do not online date. So you did the online dating, did what you come up with. Now, yeah, you come up with this in real life too, but you're more likely to get it on online dating. Marissa, God bless you. Hey, Tony. Started watching your videos a few weeks ago, and I have learned so much at 24. I greatly appreciate you. God bless you and your family. Hey, God bless you now. God bless you. A few weeks ago, they let me know I got long ways to go. Cause people, people still finding me. Got a long ways to go. Will you ever host a live to review profiles? Denise, I see you came here late. No, I will not ever do that, ever. I will not ever do that. And again, I will state this again for y'all who coming late. I don't answer those questions when they are solicited of me because I am a married man. So that would be foolish of me to sit and stare at the profiles of women, reading women. Because if I'm reading a woman, then I could be lusting after that woman. A man who lusts after his heart is in sin. So the only time that I do that, it is happenstance, meaning that somebody asked me a question like, hey, he ghosted me, why he did that? And she got on a bandage dress, a bodycon dress, and she looked like one of the city girls. And I'm like, well, you got to think about your image that you're giving off too. Is he judging you because of that? So it's just happenstance. I don't answer those questions when they are solicited. Or if I'm doing a coaching session with somebody and so we going in depth, then that's when we'll talk about those type of things. But I'm not doing one-on-one coaching right now because I opened up for one day and I had to close it again the next day. And so y'all understand that sometimes y'all got to think about, what you asking me. Think about Cherie Gaskins. If you Cherie Gaskins, do you want your husband sitting online staring at other women pictures, telling the women what he think of them? You see what I mean? Come on now. Y'all got to think on that. Let me see. I'm 28. People close to me say I need to live life more, referring to casual. I feel guilty just thinking about casual. Seeing no one understand why or my way of thinking. What should I do? You can't convince people your way of thinking. As long as you know what's right, stop talking to people about your business that you know ignorant. The Bible tell you don't cast your pearls to swine. So meaning these swine finna be rolling in the mud. So what you gonna give them wisdom for? What you gonna give them your pearls, your nice pearls that cost thousands of dollars? What you gonna give that to a pig for? To go chew on it and break it and roll in the mud with it. You see what I mean? So when you see people around you don't have your mindset, they not thinking on the level that you thinking on, you talking to them about your business, that's gonna be more draining and depressing than anything because they don't think on the level you think on. So understand that. Married twice, not sure I want to get married again. Where does that leave me? Single. So, if you ain't sure you want to get married again, then stay single. Point blank period. And don't be out here fornicating. And I'm going to tell y'all, when y'all come on here, it's a lady the other day. Tony, some people don't want to get married. Well, you're on the wrong page, ma'am. You're on the wrong page. This is a Christian page. We is waiting until marriage. Tony, you ain't wait till marriage. To God be the glory. I'm not burning in Satan's house. So just because I ain't wait to marriage, you think I'm supposed to come tell you make the same mistake I made? I could have come up with that HIV. And I ain't got the money Magic Johnson got. So how he survived it, thing would have took me out. I ain't got 10% of Magic Johnson money. He made it through. That thing would have had me coughing up a lung. I'd have been gone. And you think the people that was sleeping around that caught that gonna come on here and tell you, hey, yeah, go ahead and sleep around. Yeah, go ahead and, just have unprotected, just do that before marriage. Yeah. I caught it. You'll be good. No, they gonna tell you, listen, make sure you know who you dealing with. Make sure you take care of your body. Make sure make sure you doing the right thing. Like make sure you pause. Make sure you get to know somebody. Make sure you save yourself. The people that done made the mistakes, like I done made, we're not coming on here to tell you to do the same thing we did so you could end up with the soul ties and the drama and the trauma and all of that. So on here, we're doing things the right way. And we're gonna be the lone voice in the wilderness because the world is going to HE double hockey sticks with gasoline draws on. And we finna be over here doing stuff God way. So when the trumpet sound, yeah, I'll see you later. See you later. I'm gone. I'm gone. See you later. Get ready. The tribulation finna come. 7 years of tribulation. God bless you. See you later. Yeah, you want a drip of water like Lazarus got? Like not Lazarus. Who the world need that drip of water? You see what I'm saying? We over here doing stuff right. So all Tony, I'm atheist. Wrong page. I'm this here. It ain't realistic to wait until marriage. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. People, I know people doing it every day. I coach clients that's doing it. Do it right, because everybody's grace ain't gonna be your grace. Prince, God bless him. Hey, Tony, boyfriend got upset and out the mood when I asked him before to play some romantic music. Too many expectations, then later apologize. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. when I'm gonna tell you, when that thing, you should have put some romantic music on. If you wanted romantic music, you should have put some romantic music on. But for one, y'all in sin. Talking about your boyfriend. One, y'all in sin. Two, that's a boyfriend. It's not a husband. He don't care about your needs. That's your boyfriend. He don't care about your needs. He worry about his needs. You is the cow that the milk is free. You see what I'm saying? The milk free. So he ain't caring about romanticizing you. That's your boyfriend. That's why you ain't supposed to be sleeping with no boyfriend. He don't care. He about his needs. Your husband gonna light the candles, gonna cut on the soft music if he in love with you, if he love you. So when you give a man time to fall in love with you, then you gonna get wined and dined. But if you with a boyfriend and you on your back, then you wham bam, thank you, ma'am. So you making demands. He like, hold on, you ain't no wife. You ain't no wife. Girl, better shut up and listen to this Gunner. Listen to this little dirt. This little dirt kind of soft. Listen to this Drake. You want to listen to Teddy Pendergrass. Like, listen, you ain't my wife. So, see, you got to think about that. That's what happens when y'all get into bed with boyfriends. You giving a boyfriend the benefit of a husband. We doing stuff backwards. And we want stuff to go straight, but we doing it backwards. Nala, God bless you. What if a man lied about having a child, but it was conceived before we were together? If he'll lie about having a child, he'll lie to you about any and everything. Any and everything. If he'd been better off lying about his age or lying about his income. If he would lie to you about his flesh and blood, it ain't nothing under this sun that he won't lie to you about. Should friendships and relationships be in the same set of standards, or am I just judging their growth. No, it's not the same set, because with a friend, you ain't got to sleep with a friend. With a friend, you ain't got to marry a friend. With a friend, you ain't got to live with a friend. So, I have homeboys that I'm around that I'll invite to the football game, to the basketball game, and they curse like sailors. I got a homeboy that I grew up with. He don't affect my life at all. He don't affect my life at all, but he cursed like a sailor. He smoked weed every day. He in a relationship. He committed to a relationship. He not cheating to my knowledge, but he smoke weed every day. That don't affect me. He don't live in my house, so I ain't got to smell that. It don't affect him. He ain't bringing it around me. He don't sell it. That's just what he do for his CTE, playing football all his life. That's how he cope with his stress. That's a friend, quote unquote. But my wife, that's a different set of standards. I can't have no wife that smoke weed. I can't have no wife that curse like a sailor, because we raising kids. But one of my homeboys, I ain't got to live with him. I ain't got to pay his bills. He ain't got to pay my bill. We ain't, you see what I'm saying? We not until death do us part. I cut off a homeboy any day. That's not a covenant under God. So no, friendships and relationships, two totally separate things. And your friends you could be a little more patient with, because you could help your friend grow and change. Whereas a relationship, that can cost you a lot faster, a lot sooner. A lot worse. I'm trying to make sure I ain't miss. Is it a cop out for a man to say he needs you to teach him how to love the right way? You can't assume that, but it could be, but you can't assume that. Rugby league fan, God bless you now. God bless you. For him to say that, that's vulnerable. But essentially what he's saying too is, like, hey, my phone about to die. Let me see something. Essentially what he's saying as well is, he's saying, I don't know how to love right. I don't know how to everything you want. And so I've said the same thing to my wife. Like, hey, baby, talk to me. I can't read minds. Talk to me. Tell me what you want. Tell me how to please you. Tell me what this is and what that is. Tell me. And a lot of things she'll say, I don't know. I really don't know. So all right, we got to figure it out then. But if a man say that, you got to appreciate that. Hey, y'all, hold on right quick. I got to get my computer. Let me grab my computer because my phone about to die. Y'all got to forget. Phone about to die on me, so I got to plug my computer in. I know it's computer, but where I'm from, we say computer. Because by the time we got us a computer, we really ain't know what it was. I was like, hey, you got your computer for Christmas? Man, I was trying to get me a computer for Christmas. So, y'all got to forgive me. Now, what somebody done did to my plug down here now? I'm going to plug got something in it. Oh, there it go. My plug had a block in there. Y'all, come on now. Come on now. Hey, y'all got to forgive me. My phone asked me, do you trust the computer? Somebody say, get those lights up. Hey, we ain't got to worry about that over here. We ain't got to worry about it over here. I know y'all be on them YouTube channels that be, I be watching some of them lives and they be talking 5 minutes. Get the likes up, get the likes up. We got we got 500 people here. We got 28 likes. I ain't caught up on the likes. I ain't caught up on none of that. Don't. And see, I don't even like for y'all to say how many people watching. The rule over here, we don't count numbers. We don't count numbers. We're doing this for the Lord. So we ain't watching numbers. And I know I do stuff differently, but that's why I don't do like the little posts with the confetti when I get a certain amount of subscribers, cause I'm not gonna count every little number. Because you count every little number, it's gonna be you doing it for the wrong reason. So I never mention how many subscribers I got, how many likes I got, how many people watching. We just over here to do the work. You see what I mean? So y'all got to see how I do and realize my attributes. If you notice on all my videos, I never open up a video, hit the like and subscribe. I never open a video. I never close a video like that. Hit the like and subscribe. I never do that because I don't want to beg nobody for nothing. I don't want nobody to hit subscribe because I said hit subscribe. I want somebody to hit subscribe because they see value in the content that I'm providing. And if they don't see that and they don't want to hit subscribe, God bless you. I don't want you over here. You see what I mean? So that's how we got to, and that's when you're going to see the difference between who God's seeing and who the devil's seeing. You're going to start to notice a difference. Because over here, it can't be about ego. It can't be about none of those things. It got to be about the work. It got to be about the work. Ashley Beverly, God bless you. Praise report. Met a young man. Great conversation. Reveal he thinks marriage is a contract. You say praise report? He thinks marriage is a contract. He basically cheat and is okay with polygamy. Ran away as fast as I could. Ladies, be safe. Hey, God bless you. God bless. That boy being raised by YouTube. You ask that boy what his daddy's name is? YouTube. That boy being raised by YouTube. For him to come out his mouth with that nonsense. That's a crying shame. More precious than ruby. Do men really care about weight? When I'm 20 pounds overweight, I'm not approached. But when I was thin, I was approached. But then men said I should gain weight for curves. It depends on the man. It depends on the man, because one man will say he care about weight, the next man say he don't care about weight, So I done seen my wife in several different, phases of these 15 years we've been together. And what I realized that I love her in and out of season. And a lot of times she not happy with where she at in her body. And to me, it might be the best body I done seen on her. And I'm like, girl, hey, girl, you look how I like them to look. And she was like, oh my goodness. I know if you're saying that, then that means I am overweight. And I'm like, listen, I don't know who you looking up to. And she'll show me a lady. I'm like, man, listen, I don't know who done got in your head, but you need to readjust that because that right there is not attractive. That woman look like if the wind blow hard, she'll fall over. I'm like, no, come on. We ain't on all that. So I be around here just leaving red velvet cake out. I leaving chocolate chip cookies out because she got a weakness for snacks. Baby, you want a piece of this red velvet? I'm like, listen, man, we got to have meat on the bones over here. So that right there, that's a preference. That's something that it's just from man to man. So you got to realize, if you 20 pounds overweight and men not approaching you, it could also be because your confidence is not there because you calling yourself overweight. So if you feel overweight, that's going to show in your face. That's going to show in your walk. If you that weight and you 100% confident, that's going to show in your walk. So you got to be where you know you supposed to be at. And that's when you're going to get the best results out of life. Trying to see if my son's still up. Meditation room, God bless you. Hey, Tony, do you believe in energies and frequencies as a Christian? Like if you are happy and positive, then you attract more good things to you. meaning you are vibrating on a higher frequency. Now, here's the thing. That right there is really semantics. So you have these Christian apologetics or whatever they call it, and they try to condemn other Christians for saying the word energy or saying the word vibration. But a Christian could say that word and really they talking about a person's attitude. They talking about the way a person step into a room. And they're not talking about this metaphysical definition of this word that is tied into, Buddhism or Hinduism or yoga or some type of ancient belief. They literally talking about a person attitude, a person mindset. The Bible say, so as a man thinketh, such as a man thinketh, so he is. That could be also energy. That could also mean in just how his positive thoughts. And so we hear these different things and we get caught up in semantics instead of the heart of the message. And so I don't get caught up in all of that, in that holier than thou and Pharisees and arguing over words and who got the best comprehension skills and who got the biggest vocabulary and who done studied the Latin origin of the word and all of this. It's like at the end of the day, in the sight of God, everybody dumb. Don't nobody know nothing. We could all be misinterpreting the Bible. That's why the Bible said we got to serve God in spirit and in truth. So I'm not going to get caught up in nothing that the devil done created. But I'm also not going to be tripping myself up in semantics trying to argue over the meaning of a word when I know what I mean by it. You see what I mean? So if I say energy or vibration, I'm talking about somebody's attitude. I'm talking about the way they treat people, the way they act. And I might have heard the word and it could come from somebody else, but I made it mean something else because the dictionary wasn't written by God, it was written by man and woman. So if they made the word up, that means I got the right to change the word. So if energy mean one thing to him, energy means something different to me. Because God didn't write Webster Dictionary that we live by. God didn't write that. So energy means something different to me. Vibration means something different to me. It might mean one thing to a Buddhist and it means something else to a Christian. You see what I mean? So we get too caught up in that stuff. And that's the work of the devil. I see people on YouTube who are quote unquote Christians and all they do is argue over scripture. Argue over what this scripture means. And it's like, boy, you dumb. Like you not Hebrew. You not Arabic. You don't know what the scripture mean. It's like you don't know, you not all knowing. It's like get to know God. And where God peace give you. Serve God in spirit and truth. God is not a man, God is spirit. So if God is spirit, that means God energy. That means God now by the vibration. Because he's not a man sitting on a throne. It's a spirit. So you see what I mean? We get so caught up in semantics, arguing over words. And I hear people just conceited in their righteousness. Yeah, these new Christians, they're saying energy and vibration and all of this, and that is not of God. I'm like, you sitting over there condemning with a handful of stones, and Jesus said, he who is without sin cast the first stone. That ain't of God over there. What you doing? So shut up. You see what I'm saying? That's what we got to realize, and that's why the world sit back and laugh at us, because we as Christians come into the room and we divide the room by arguing over a scripture. And everybody barely passed comprehension class. Everybody barely passed English class and want to argue over what the scripture means. It's like, man, you don't hush. You barely got out of school. Talon, God bless you. Thank you, Tony. When working on the brain, what recommendations do you have for reading? You're going to come across those things. So you could read A Woman's Influence, and when you go search that on Amazon, you're going to see other authors' books. You read a title, you read a thing. What I read and what you read is going to be totally different because we on different, paths in life. So I really don't recommend books. The one book that I do recommend is the Bible, Basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's the most profound book I've ever read. And any book that I read that got wisdom in it, the wisdom come from here. And what they'll do often with these books, with these famous authors, what they doing is they quoting the Bible without saying God. Because the Bible is the one book that we are allowed to plagiarize, meaning that God don't strike us down or take us to court for plagiarizing the Bible. So the greatest authors that have ever written a book, the wisdom in their book literally come from the Bible. And so the first book I grew up reading was the Bible. Reading is fundamental. I never had to read a book my whole entire life except for the Bible. So until I was in my mid 20s, I had never read a book other than the Holy Bible, Martin Luther King autobiography, and Malcolm X autobiography. That's all I had ever read. And so when I became an entrepreneur and I started getting into books, what I noticed about them books was the books were all the books with wisdom, they was all pulling from the Holy Bible. And I was like, man, this I read that in the Bible. You just ain't say God. You taking credit for something that's in the Bible. And I'm telling you, every author. And so what you need to do is get you a book. This here, the NLT. This might mean New Living Translation. And so it's written in kind of plain English. And then it just say there, you will tell us what will occur in the days ahead, then we will know you are gods. In fact, do anything good or bad. Do something that will amaze and frighten us. It's in plain English. And you can read that. And as you reading it, you like, man, this thing hit on everything. This thing hit on everything. And so, and that's where, honestly, wisdom begins in that Holy Bible. And so when you see the 1,000 videos I got on YouTube, and you see me teaching for an hour long, you see me answering questions like this off the cuff with no college degree, and you see me coaching celebrities and with over 3 million people online, and people coming to watch a video or to get wisdom, it all come from God. It all come from God. It's none of me. And so this one of the things that everybody say, all secular people say, readers are leaders. All secular people want to make everybody feel dumb if they don't read man-made books. But I'm here to tell you, I done had everything that you could call good and blessed in a life without depending on man-made books. I depend on one book. That's that Holy Bible. That's that Holy Bible. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I'm thinking about signing up as a mentor on your site. I'm a small business advisor. Do you get a lot of clients requesting business advice? Absolutely. That's probably one of the behind relationships, the top, I would say the second most popular coaching category. But on mymentor.life, you got to have a certification to get on there. So you can get certified. You can take anybody life coach certification. It's not required to be a coach, but it's required to be on mymentor.life because we want the best of the best. So we want people who done took a training. And my training is on TonyGassinsAcademy.com. And before that price go up. Speaking of, I meant to change the price back. Cause right now it's at $1,250. But I say, you know what? I'm gonna take it back to 1,000. So I'm gonna do that while I'm on here. I'm gonna take it back to $1,000, and it'll go to 1,500 before Black Friday, and then Black Friday hopefully we'll have us a little sale. I just don't know what the sale will be, but you know everybody do a Black Friday sale. So if you're not able to afford a course, then just wait till Black Friday, because it will be a discount. I just can't say what the discount will be because I don't know. I have to look at the market. But so I just took $250 off the course. The price you see is the price you pay. It don't change at the checkout. The price you see is the price you pay. So right now it's $500 off because it should be at 1,500 right now, but it's at 1,000. It's other life coach certification courses that don't teach what my course teach, and it's coaches that done created courses that don't have the success as a coach that I have, and they charging $5,000. I have a client that took a life coach certification course. She paid $12,000. I say, ma'am, that course ain't gonna teach you nothing that my course ain't taught you. I'm a 6, 7 figure coach. It ain't nothing about coaching that I can't teach you. So you just paid $12,000 when you could have got all of that knowledge and more for 1,000. Come on now, you got to stop just buying stuff just because it costs a lot. That's how we get with these brands that we be buying. I know I be stupid for buying Gucci and Louis if I buy that stuff, but the quality do be better, but it don't be that much better to be that expensive. Hey, look like my son ready to go to bed, so I got to go ahead and go. Cause see, when my kids get to bed, and that's when me and my wife, we get our quality time where we could talk and all that. So he done finished his homework 9:40, so I got to get ready to go. Thank you there, Cher. Cher put my cash app in there, and I don't get my cash app out, but Cher and Carmel Kisses get that out, and I appreciate it because it's always scammers, and so it's scammers, and they'll do a cash out with leaving the S off Gaskins off the end of my name to try to intercept, somebody being nice, and so I appreciate when they do that so that people do know. Although I'm not out here soliciting it, I don't want you to send it to a scammer. And it's a guy tried to hack my cash out the other day, sending me a fake email, trying to get me to log in through that email, talking about he got $5,000 for me. Boy, come on now. You ain't finna scam me. I come from out that life. I see that a mile away. What does it mean when a man tells you that your vibe is like no other he's experienced? I'm abstaining. That might be why you vibe like no other he's experienced, because you abstaining. So you got that oil dripping off of you. Man posting shirtless selfies while trying to date me. Is this a red flag or no? Yeah, it's a red flag. He attention seeking. He like the praise going to his head. And he watching for the women that put the little eyes in the comments and the hearts in the comments so he could shoot them a DM and say thank you and then strike up a conversation. So if he ain't no personal trainer and that ain't how he get business as a personal trainer, then yeah, that's a thirst trap. And that's a red flag. He insecure and attention seeking. How to deal with being jobless and broke. Get on your grind. If you got to go work at McDonald's, go work at McDonald's. McDonald's ain't going to turn you down. Go work at Walmart. They ain't going to turn you down. A lot of times it's work but it's work we don't want to do. Customer service, American Express, Bank of America, all the customer service, you can work right from home. $17 an hour. You see what I mean? McDonald's, I just passed McDonald's. They paying $17 an hour, $20 an hour. It's all a group home. Go work at a group home. A group home ain't gonna never turn you down. They need so much help in a group home. My sister, she own a group home. She say she can't even get good staff. She can't even get reliable staff. So it's always a job out there. You just got to get out your head. And you got to do what you got to do, not just what you want to do. So understand that right there now. Because ain't nobody coming to save you. I worked in a group home, $8.50 an hour as a grown, musky man. And I maxed out at $9.50 an hour. I'm lying. Right before I resigned to do this full time, I was at $10 an hour. I was there almost 5 years. Got to do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. Hey, this Tony, guys. I'm getting ready to go now. Don't y'all send no more questions. Let me answer JM question. Met this guy on Facebook, and we've been talking daily for the past 2 weeks. Hey, God bless JM now. He is ready to meet, but I told him that I'd rather wait a month, and the reason for that is because I am trying to get to know him. Am I wrong for that? Well, the thing about it, you're not wrong for it, but you kind of went about it the wrong way by telling him the exact date, because when you told him a month, if he is Ted Bundy's nephew and he on what Ted Bundy was on, he just could continue to wear a mask and and play you. So now that you done said a month, you really need to make it 2 or 3 months, but without telling him what the deadline is. Because if you tell a person what the deadline is, then they know how long to fake. So instead, you got to keep your stuff to yourself. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand doing, so the person will show you their true colors. But you can't say, hey, I don't sleep with nobody until day 91. They just gonna fake. They just gonna take their heart out of it and just fake until day 91 till they get them something, then they gone. So when you said a month, if he is, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, then he just gonna fake to that month up. You see what I mean? So don't tell too much. But hey, God bless y'all. I'm gonna scroll through here real quick, make sure I ain't just overlook a fun. Yeah, God bless you now. God bless you. See, I missed that. Oh, Fitness Mom, I missed that too. Fitness Mom. I saw this question, but one of the moderators deleted it, and then Fitness Mom gonna pay $20 to put it in here. Fitness Mom, nah, you got expendable income. Cause every time I'm on here, I see Fitness Mom paying to ask other people questions. So you need to be teaching a budgeting class or something, Fitness Mom, cause you be having too much expendable income on here to be paying $20 to ask somebody else question. Come on now, Fitness Mom. You want to invest in Tony Gass's Academy? I give you 1%, about 100,000. My boyfriend has a roommate. She disrespects our relationship, leaves her thought in her area. I'm uncomfortable, and I've told him he still hasn't moved out after 3 years. What needs to happen to get him to move out? Okay. See here, Fitness Mom, that's why they deleted this question. This ain't even no real question. This somebody in here trolling. That got to be somebody trolling. You got a boyfriend of 3 years. That's the first key word. His roommate a stripper. She leave her thong out in the public area, and he won't move out. I wonder why. I wonder why he won't move out. Why you think he won't move out? They in their Club Lil. They in their King of Diamond. They in their Blue Magic, Blue Flame, what all the names they be saying. I ain't never been to one of those places, but I just be hearing them saying on YouTube, the rappers. He in there every night. Hey, girl, give a little show. It's your boyfriend. When your boyfriend ain't on the phone with you, he got it drizzling, snowing, raining. That's why he ain't got no money for y'all dates. Like, come on now. Y'all got to. And see, this why people go to charging for their services. Because you begin questions like this. So it's like, at least you want to get paid for the question. It's like, my goodness. Come on now, sister. You got a boyfriend who got a roommate. That's a red flag in itself. He need to have his own apartment. And then his roommate is a woman. And she dance. Come on now. And she disrespect you. You know why she disrespect you? Because she's sleeping with him. But she ain't got no standards. So she okay with him having a girlfriend. But she give him some when he wants some. Because he give her a few little dollars. Come on now. Scratch a lie, find a thief. Like Ray Charles mama said. Hey, God bless y'all. I got to go and get going. We'll talk. We'll talk soon. Share. Hey, we need to put the speakerphone on what Cher just said. Y'all on here, but are y'all listening? Absolutely not. I be talking to that blue wall. Hey, appreciate the moderators, Mama Tish and Cher and Glam Rocks and Caramel Kisses. I really appreciate y'all helping me out on this here chat. God bless y'all, and we'll talk soon. Hey, God bless y'all. Hey, God bless y'all. I just seen the donation y'all gave. God bless you, because the first coming up, mortgage and stuff, and y'all on here blessing me. My goodness, Lord. Hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon.